Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar. We are going to talk about Fearscape 2 and 3. Now, it's been so long since I read the first one. So long, I kind of forgot what the hey was going on in this thing. Which meant I spent a little bit of time confused. Like, I remember this guy's name's Henry. He went to, the Fearscape dream world, led there by this muse, and he was supposed to kill mankind's greatest fear for the age. In the first issue, I remember we saw different writers, different fears, the things that had been overcome in the past. And boy, this guy cannot help but just mess everything up. Look at this art. I think this art's really evocative for what it's doing here. Look at the stress this guy's under. This is good stuff. His writing is overly florid. There's too many big words. This guy is obviously a hack writer because he's compensating for his lack of skill by just going crazy with it. I had yet to discover the secret of this place, that hidden well from which all storytellers drank. Was I doomed never to discover it, to fall here in the prologue? Arthur, do you wish to return home? I will think no less of you if you do. Sweet songs from the mouths of nymphs. She wanted my acquiescence, that I might fully paint myself as an impostor. Wicked, doll-faced harlot, I would refuse her such a victory. I would show her the true stamina of a storyteller. Right, enough of that. Come now, storyteller. You'll need your strength. Every time he narrates, it's like that. It's great stuff. So he just goes through and he encounters weird stuff. And he encounters this guy who's the hero with 1,000 faces, apparently, who is there to help him judge his first obstacle. He meets these three forms like that, and he leads them out. And they're in the real world. Look at this stuff. This is great, and his dialogue. There was one really clever bit in here that I liked a lot. Right here. My sentences run, and I must after them. That's clever. That is really clever. I love that bit. We're not going to dwell too long on the individual issues here. I'm really enjoying this. That art style goes a long way towards drawing me in. Oh, the covers are a different color. I didn't notice that until just now. Interesting. So he basically steals the old guy's book. And everybody knows it. And here's a great writing conceit. Oh, notice he dropped his wallet. That comes back to haunt him later. I won't tell you how, or maybe I will. But it's there. So he's talking to, this guy. And every time he says something, he narrates over the text. Haha, of course. I know you plagiarized Arthur. Yes, you sure did. I'm just so incredibly grateful. You want to keep me around after all the mistakes I've made? But the man who, I think that was his agent, his literary agent, isn't who he seems. He is the greatest fear. Who has some, totally dope monstrous dialogue. Want? Want? Do not speak to me of such mortal desires, boy. I am a god. A god does not want. A god simply is. For I am the greatest of all fears, of thee and everyone else upon this accursed rock. Every child scared to grow, every adult scared to shrink. I am the watcher and the watchman. I am the sole driving force of thy entire sorry species. I have made stoics weep and driven prophets to suicide. Tell me, what threat could a petty plagiarist pose to one such as... What? And those three spirits that followed him out are carrying guns, and they totally kill it. And Arthur gets the credit for the kill. So now the muse reps Arthur up. And Arthur has a signing that goes poorly. Or I called him Arthur. Henry! Oh my god, see? The muse keeps calling him Arthur so much, I just did it too. I guess his trickery is complete. No, Henry. The Muse reps Henry, even though he ripped off Arthur's book. Here's Arthur, and Arthur shows up at the signing. Things go badly. Uh, the Muse finds out he's not who he is. Can you guess what happens here? Forgive me, dear reader. Forgive me. We're not going to show any of that. It's beautiful and ugly at the same time. I really like Fearscape. I think it's kind of a treat. I think it's like, DC launched that Vertigo line, right? Which has completely just totally flopped in every possible way. This would have been a great book to have in that line because this is like old school Vertigo. It's thoughtful, it's thought-provoking, it's pretty well written. The art has a dreamlike quality to it that serves the narrative. I got nothing against this book. I'm enjoying Fearscape a lot, even if it took me like 3 months or something to get number 2. Like, number 4 is probably coming out next week or something ridiculous like that. And I can't wait to see where the story's going. If you want a thoughtful experience with a completely despicable main character who you kind of wonder, how is this guy going to save the day? This is the book for you. Give it a try. Give it a try. I don't think you'll be disappointed. And I will see you all next time. Until then, you have a great day, and bye-bye.